Are your container plants struggling? Do you find yourself constantly buying new soil only for your plants to look lackluster by mid-season? What if I told you there's a simple, secret method to have perpetually fertile soil in your containers, ensuring lush, thriving plants year after year without buying new bags of dirt? Today, I'm sharing the game-changing approach that has transformed my container gardening forever, and it's going to revolutionize yours too. Every spring, countless gardeners face the same frustrating cycle. You invest in beautiful containers, fill them with premium potting mix, and watch your plants flourish for the first few months. Then, almost mysteriously, growth slows, leaves pale, and what once was a vibrant display becomes a disappointing shadow of its former self. The conventional wisdom tells us to dump the old soil, buy fresh bags, and start over. This approach isn't just expensive and wasteful, it's completely missing the point of what healthy soil actually is. The truth is that depleted soil in your containers isn't dead or useless. It's simply become disconnected from the natural processes that keep soil alive and productive. In nature, soil fertility is maintained through continuous cycles of organic matter decomposition, B-roll of decomposing leaves and organic matter, microbial activity, B-roll of soil microbes and earthworms, and nutrient cycling. When we treat container soil as a disposable commodity, we're fighting against these natural systems instead of working with them. The secret to perpetually fertile container soil lies in recreating and maintaining these living processes, even within the confines of a pot. The foundation of perpetually fertile container soil starts with understanding that you're not just growing plants, you're cultivating an entire ecosystem. Unlike traditional potting mixes that act as sterile growing mediums, living soil functions as a dynamic community where countless microorganisms work together to break down organic matter, cycle nutrients, and protect plant roots from disease. Creating this living foundation begins with your base mix, but it goes far beyond simply opening a bag of store-bought potting soil. Start with a high-quality, peat-free potting mix as your foundation, then immediately inoculate it with beneficial microorganisms through the addition of mature compost. The compost should comprise about 20 to 30% of your final mix, bringing with it billions of beneficial bacteria and fungi that will establish the biological activity crucial for long-term soil health. The magic ingredient that most gardeners overlook is mycorrhizal fungi inoculant. These beneficial fungi form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, extending their reach for nutrients and water while receiving carbohydrates in return. When you establish these fungal networks from the beginning, you're creating a living soil web that becomes more efficient and resilient over time. Mix the inoculant directly into your potting medium before planting, and you'll notice that plants grown in mycorrhizal-rich soil develop stronger root systems and show improved resistance to stress. The final component of your living soil foundation is biochar. This stable form of carbon provides a permanent home for beneficial microorganisms while improving soil structure and nutrient retention. Add approximately 10% biochar to your mix, and you're creating a soil ecosystem that will actually improve with age rather than degrade. Here's where the real secret lies. Perpetually fertile container soil isn't maintained through heavy feeding with synthetic fertilizers, but through supporting the natural nutrient cycling processes that healthy soil microbes perform continuously. The key is understanding that you're feeding the soil life, not just the plants, and these microscopic workers will take care of delivering nutrients to your plants in the perfect ratios and timing. Throughout the growing season, maintain this living system through regular additions of organic matter in small, manageable quantities. Every few weeks, add a thin layer of quality compost to the surface of your containers. This surface composting technique, known as top dressing, provides a continuous food source for soil microbes while slowly releasing nutrients as the organic matter breaks down. The beauty of this approach is that it requires no digging, no root disturbance, and takes just minutes per container. Complement your compost additions with liquid biological amendments like compost tea or fish hydrolysate. These liquid feeds deliver both nutrients and additional beneficial microorganisms directly to the root zone, Apply them every 2 weeks during active growing periods, and you'll notice that your plants maintain consistent, healthy growth throughout the entire season. The microbes in these biological amendments work synergistically with your established soil ecosystem, strengthening the overall biological activity in your containers. Don't forget the power of plant-based amendments that feed your soil life while providing specific nutrients. Kelp meal, neem cake, and alfalfa meal are excellent choices that break down slowly, providing sustained nutrition while supporting beneficial microbial populations. Work small amounts of these meals into the top few inches of soil monthly, and watch as your plants develop the kind of robust health that comes from biologically active soil. Maintaining perpetually fertile container soil requires attention to physical structure as much as biological activity. Over time, even the best formulated potting mixes can become compacted, reducing airspace and limiting root growth. The solution isn't to replace the soil but to gently renovate it in place. At the beginning of each growing season, you'll want to remove the top few inches of soil from your containers and work in some fresh compost, a bit more biochar, and just a small amount of coarse perlite or pumice. This annual renovation refreshes the soil structure while preserving all the beneficial microbial communities you've worked to establish. Think of it really as giving your soil ecosystem a spring cleaning rather than a complete overhaul. Managing moisture is crucial for maintaining soil health in containers. Perpetually fertile soil should feel like a wrung-out sponge, moist but not soggy. Overwatering is honestly the fastest way to destroy soil biology since it drives out oxygen and creates anaerobic conditions that favor harmful microorganisms. So, go ahead and install simple moisture meters in your larger containers and water only when the soil has begun to dry. This practice not only preserves soil health but also encourages deeper root development and stronger plants. Pest and disease management in living soil containers is, well, remarkably different from conventional approaches. Healthy biologically active soil creates natural pest resistance through beneficial predator insects, antagonistic microorganisms, and plants that are simply too healthy to be attractive to pests. When issues do arise, address them through biological means that support rather than destroy your soil ecosystem. Beneficial nematodes, predatory mites, and bacterial disease suppressants all work with your living soil rather than against it. The results of maintaining perpetually fertile container soil are nothing short of remarkable. Plants grown in these living systems develop extensive, healthy root systems that are visible through the superior growth and resilience above ground. Tomatoes produce continuously throughout the season, herbs maintain their essential oil content and flavor intensity, and ornamental plants display colors and forms that surpass anything possible in sterile growing media. The economic benefits become apparent quickly. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars annually on new potting soil, your investment shifts to small amounts of compost, organic amendments, and biological inoculants, costs that are a fraction of constantly replacing soil. More importantly, the environmental impact of your gardening practice shifts from extractive to regenerative. You're no longer contributing to the massive waste stream of discarded potting soil, and you're actively sequestering carbon in your containers while supporting biodiversity on a microscopic scale. You know, the confidence that comes from understanding and working with natural soil processes, well, it really transforms your entire approach to gardening. You'll find yourself observing your containers with new eyes, noticing those subtle signs of biological activity. It's amazing to understand that each container is a thriving ecosystem, rather than just a simple vessel for growing plants. It's like seeing a whole new world right in your own backyard. So this method works whether you're growing vegetables on a balcony, creating an ornamental display on your patio, or, maintaining a serious container garden operation. The principles scale perfectly from just a few pots to literally hundreds of containers, and the time investment actually decreases as your soil biology becomes more established and self-regulating. The secret to perpetually fertile container soil isn't really a secret at all. It's simply working with the same natural processes that create and maintain fertility in the world's most productive agricultural soils. By establishing and nurturing these biological processes in your containers, you're creating a sustainable, productive, and deeply satisfying approach to container gardening that will serve you for years to come. Ready to transform your container garden with perpetually fertile soil? Start with just 1 or 2 containers this season and experience the difference that living soil makes. If this guide has opened your eyes to the incredible potential of biological container gardening, subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more in-depth techniques, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to break free from the expensive cycle of constantly replacing potting soil. Your plants and your wallet will thank you.